It is indeed a paradox of nature that less than 3 months ago, Kenya was reeling in a severe drought with more than 10 million staring hunger in the face. Now, it is a complete turnaround. More than 35 people have been swept away by floods caused by El Nino rains across the country. A humanitarian crisis looms. Members of more than 500 households have been rendered homeless. The risk of contracting waterborne diseases is high. Damage to crops will reduce next season's harvest. With roads blocked, the floods are also affecting business.
I will not use this road again because it has been destroyed by water and is now impassable.
Some of the damage from the floods here comes from years of environmental degradation.
As we clear our forests, our temperatures start rising. When the temperatures rise, it means that our evaporation rates also increase. So we receive rain for today, but if it is dry for the next 1-2 weeks, the temperatures are very high, all the water evaporates, and we go back to the drought conditions.
Cutting down trees has left the soil bare, water freely flowing.
We are transporting a lot of our topsoils to the oceans. These topsoils are the most fertile soils for our farming.
Only months ago, Nairobi residents had to contend with tight water rationing when water levels fell at the Ndakaine Dam, the city's main water source. Now, all this water is going to waste. Miles away in Copenhagen, Denmark, a changing climate manifests in different ways.
Winter in Denmark, nowadays it's very mild. Before, when I was a child, you had always snow, maybe 2 meters. But today it has all disappeared. We have almost no snow.
Our climate, not your business! Our climate!
At COP15, the climate change talks held here in December, protesters called for climate justice, for industrialized countries, which are historically the big emitters of greenhouse gases, to bear the cost of tackling climate change. Yet, Africa's hopes for justice were dashed when legally binding emissions reduction targets weren't set and details of how to secure climate change-related financial aid weren't outlined. Developing countries will have to depend on goodwill rather than commitment from rich nations to tackle climate change issues.
And this means that the big emitters will continue being big emitters, and maybe even the small emitters will try to be big emitters.
After the climate talks, it's now back to reality and back to the basics of saving people from the threat of climate change through local solutions. For Kenya, one of these would be urgently tapping the flood water, which is clearly getting wasted. Rosalia Opondo for Channel 1 Earthwatch.